Now I'm going to show you how to remove the rad and the rad support off of these trucks. Obviously you're going to remove all the sheet metal, bumpers, grill, everything out of your way. You're going to want to pull these liners off after you have the fenders off. To pull these liners off, there's 2 bolts there, 3 along there, all 13mm heads, and then everything that comes on the fender liner itself. These are the 4 bolts that came out of here. These are the bolts that came out of the liner. Same thing for the other side. There's a bolt there, and 3 that go across, and make sure these hoses were snapped in, unsnap everything, and your liners will come out, and gives you a lot of room to work now, especially if you're going to work on your engine. So to pull this battery tray, there's just 1 nut on the back side. I already had all the hardware off from previous videos. If you want to check them out, feel free to subscribe and follow along. But I've got videos of removing the bumper, the grill, the fenders, the dash. I have the dash out on this truck. Now that I have all this open, it's a hell of a lot easier to take the dash out if you have the liner and the fender off. Driver's side liner, it looks like in this hole and right here, there's going to be 2 more bolts. I think that holds this whole washer assembly, this bracket in place. Undo those 2 after everything else, and I believe it should come off now. So I got it out. I just set that aside. I haven't unhooked it or anything. But yeah, it's a lot easier now. If you're going to pull your dash, check out my other video for pulling the dash. Lots of access in here, because I know there's a screw that needs to go here. There's one in the harness itself. Oh, there's one right there. And then there's, yeah, right there. There's like 3 that are tough to get to. You kind of do blindly. But with all this out, like, look at all that room. I'm just going to start taking some little stuff apart and just get out of my way. Looks like I have the splash shield. There might be, looks like 4 15mm head bolts. And this filler piece here looks like there's 2 10mm head bolts on each end holding that guy in. Now it looks like they have a drain plug on the driver's side at the bottom of the radiator. Grab a bucket to catch all the fluid coming out. I'm going to stop the video and use 2 hands on this one so I don't make a huge mess, hopefully. Honestly, great design. Like, right there is a perfect place you want it to pour out. You don't want it to be out here with a little bit of a hose or something. You want it to hit everything and just splash. Great design by GM. I mean, these guys get paid the big bucks to really have these well thought out designs. Crack the top, let air flow through. I just gave it a nudge and it just started pouring out a hell of a lot more. So yeah, crack the top, let it flow, and just wait. Oh, there you go. Making a mess. Jesus. Don't do what I'm doing by making a mess. Not ideal. That's draining. I'm going to take off the fan shroud. There's a bunch of 10mm head bolts all across the top. Don't forget to unhook any hoses that are in the way. I'm going to pull my hood latch. 2 13mm bolts here. And I'm going to have to unhook it right here just so that I can feed the cable back that way so I can get this all out of the way. Same with the headlights. I'm going to have to remove the headlights and unplug them and then just feed the wiring. Here's all the wiring. Just get all this wiring fed all the way back and out of my way. So headlights are just 4 10mm head bolts. Unplug the horn. There is a ground strap right there that was on the passenger side fender. We'll snake that all through this hole at the bottom. Right in the middle, on the bottom, you'll see a yellow plug. You hopefully have your battery unplugged by now, but you pull the red pin and unclip the yellow. That is your ABS sensor. It detects right here if you've been in a collision, and it'll set the airbags off. So there's a ground strap right there on the rad support. That's all tied in with your headlight harness that goes towards your dash. So you don't want to take that off. After draining all the coolant, I'm just going to go ahead and drain all the engine oil. I'm going to be pulling the motor out of this anyway, so I figured might as well just drain the oil out of it right now. So obviously we're going to want to unhook our hoses, unhook all of our lines. Mine are giving me grief right now. They're kind of stuck on, so I put some penetrating oil on them and try and break all of the lines loose that are attached to the radiator, attached to the air conditioning, and attached to the trans cooler as well. You could unbolt the trans cooler and just let it hang, but I think it's smarter just to remove the lines completely. Now that I'm done fighting with getting these lines out of here, they're just corroded in, unhook this bottom hose right here. I ended up cutting this AC line out because I just can't break that fitting. I've tried everything, flare wrench, everything. That line runs to right here. I'm pretty sure you can either make something or you can buy that exact line anyways. But the rad support, pretty loose. There should be 2 more bolts, I believe, on the bottom, and that might be it. 15mm socket, 18 wrench. Wrench goes on the bottom. Through the hole, you have a 15mm head bolt. That'll be holding the bottom of this rad support on. And that's that. I got the rad support out, full access to the engine. Really nice now to pull that motor. So if you like this kind of video showing you how to remove stuff on these old trucks, like, comment, subscribe, follow along. I'm going to be doing a whole build, full restoration on this old 97, and just kind of making videos just for me to remember how to put these things back together. What am I here? Oh, coolant. There. Anyways, follow along. I'm gonna keep doing more videos, kind of build series and how to and whatever. But yeah, it's coming along so far. Just getting it torn down, and yeah, subscribe.